ChatGPT took the world by storm on 30th November 2022, acquiring 1 million users in just 5 days and 100 million users in just 2 months post-launch. And today, it turns a year older. In November, at the company's first developer conference, Sam Altman shared 92% of the Fortune 500 companies are building off using OpenAI products. So let's find out how ChatGPT, generative AI, large language models has changed the life of enterprises. So this is what companies have been saying, and all of them. Gen AI is now a part of every client conversation. Julie Sweet, Chair and CEO of Accenture, in June of 2023 said, "No previous technology wave has captured the attention of leaders and general public as fast as generative AI. We're now embarking on the age of AI, and companies will need to reinvent how they operate with AI at the core." It's also early. Think of it as cloud over a decade ago. Now, enterprises are working on building hundreds of generative projects already. Though most of them are still at the experimental pilot stage. The number of projects the companies are working on is also rapidly scaling up. For instance, TCS was working on 50 projects in Q1, and that number has ballooned to 250 in Q2. Companies are also accelerating the training of their employees. Accenture has trained 600,000 of its workforce on the fundamentals of AI and is planning to train an additional 250,000 employees. Now, the big question is, what about converting this whole curiosity surrounding generative AI into cash, into revenues, profits, hard bottom line? Now, Accenture has said that generative AI sales have doubled in the last quarter, bringing the total for 2023 fiscal to $300 million. But that, remember, is a very small portion of its overall revenue size of $64 billion, so still very early stage. But for the Indian companies, we're yet to see any big spending coming in this space, which will be able to push up their revenue growth rates. Now, the companies have said, though clients are very keen to implement on generative AI tools in project execution, and many generative AI projects are in experimental nature, but big investment commitments perhaps are yet to flow in. And for all the hype and curiosity, there is also caution and concern about job losses. IBM CEO Arvind Krishna had famously said around 30% of its workforce in non-customer facing positions. I repeat, 30% of its workforce in non-customer facing positions might be replaced by AI in the next 5 years. Companies are applying generative AI internally to drive efficiency in HR, finance, sales, and marketing. There was a report by McKinsey & Company which found that AI could automate up to 45% of the tasks currently performed by retail, hospitality, and healthcare workers. And this could lead to job displacement. The report also noted that just because AI can automate a job doesn't necessarily mean that it will, as cost regulation, social acceptance can also be limiting factors. And finally, let me leave you with what economists have projected the impact of natural language processing will be on the world economy. Goldman predicted the advances in NLP could drive a 7%, almost a $7 trillion increase in global GDP and lift the productivity growth by 1.5 percentage points over a 10-year period. Thank you for watching CNBC TV 18. For all our top stories and news updates, follow us on our social media platforms.